What I'm seeking to do here is I'm really looking to share with you some of the impactful financial systems that I have been able to use over the years, and I have shared with so many people in my profession. And I think that the impact is had on the people that I've been able to share with will also make a difference in your life. So I was exposed to this system as an adult. I made so many mistakes, and then over the years I had to retrace my steps and then correct my mistakes. The lessons I learned on that journey is what I'm looking to share with you, or to you really being blessed by all of the information that I'm about to share on this channel.
Are thinking about the basic financial framework inspired this book, but why is this an important book now, and who is this for?
Thank you. So I just want to also again welcome everybody, and thank you so much for showing up for this. So for those of you who know, everybody here, this wasn't publicized. Everybody here I personally invited, because everybody here has been a part of my story, and I'm grateful and honored to have you all present today. When I started the journey, I came to the US in 2008, and I talked a little bit about my story, but one of the most iconic, most memorable days in my life was I woke up early morning ready to go. I used to be a sales agent, I used to sell insurance. Woke up early morning to go, and I come out of my door, and then we had two cars, a Volkswagen and then a Toyota RAV4. Both were gone. The cars were gone, so it was weird. I used to live on Waterside, so I was so confused why the cars were gone. I'd never had repossession, and when after talking to a few people, they're like, "Well, you haven't paid your car note for 2 months. The cars have been repossessed." I'm like, "Oh," so I called the bank, and they're like, "Yeah, they pick it up." Why didn't you tell me? Now I lose my job because you took the cars. But that really set me on a path. I had to understand what is this financial system that I find myself in, because there's nothing like a credit system in Ghana. The financial system in Ghana is very different. So that it was a challenge, but it was an opportunity. Yeah. Now I have an opportunity to study the financial system from an outsider's perspective. And that is what inspired the book. It gave me a way to be able to understand the US financial system in a way that at any point in time, anyone can look at the framework and then begin to design and work on their finances. So that was what really birthed the idea for the book. And it went through many forms. I know Ivy talked about it a little bit, but it was actually, the concept really came together on a plane from Mexico. And actually, I was just telling him, I'll be mentioning him. Andrew was my point of contact. So him and I were going through this, and it was through him that I really came up with this whole framework in a way that it touches, I think, every part of the US financial system. So that's how the concept came for the book.
Andrew, where are you? Let's shout out Andrew. I know. So I'll put him out there too. And also make sure your cars are outside, all right? But in this purpose of this book and who this book is for, why do you think we see what's going on in the international economy, we see what's going on in the US, why do you think so many people struggle with building a strong financial foundation?
So that's very interesting, because over the years, I work as an accountant. So every time I get to sit in front of a lot of different people, so from retired people all the way to students who are just coming into the system. So you have a good variety of people, and if I love questions, like all my friends say that I will always question all of my clients, trying to understand their psyche on finance. So that really helped me understand that the challenge people face whenever they try to organize and reset their finances, they don't have a clear picture of the challenge or their financial situation. So most people live in ambiguity. There's no clarity of, I have too much debt. And I talk about that in the book. A lot of people use the word, I have way too much debt, or I know I have too many bills. There's no specificity. So one of the biggest challenges that people face is because they haven't clearly painted a picture of what their financial situation is, they always find themselves feeling overwhelmed. And it's a mental thing. And I share one of the stories. I don't know if I share it in the book, but I had a chance to sit before someone to plan with their finances, single mom. And in the conversation, of course, she was crying, very stressed, overwhelmed, talking about her finances, having kids, and it was kind of a stressful situation. So I said, well, let's go into all of the details. What are some of the debts you have? What are some of the challenges you have? So we start to write these things down. And then by the time we were done, we added up all her debt, and it was about $6,000. And her tax refund was more than that money. But that stress was in her head because she hadn't written down her finances. And that is where a lot of people get stuck. They don't have clarity. And that's, for me, the biggest challenge for people when it comes to taking over their trying to organize themselves financially.